Hello once again for another episode of Ask the Tipples. I think this is episode 7, believe it or not, which means we've been doing this for 7 weeks. And tonight I'm joined again by my oldest son, Colson. And it's a nice, beautiful May evening. Starting to feel more like summer all the time. Just finished up our 3rd day of Chromebook collecting from students and locker content pickup. Pretty tired of that. Hoping we get students to get those Chromebooks in and get their locker contents picked up. Kind of turned it into a contest today to see which grade level does that the fastest. And right now the juniors have just 10 students left that haven't picked up their locker contents or turned in the Chromebooks. So let's get on that, folks. Let's get those turned in. We're going to have a couple more days next Tuesday and Wednesday. All right, let's get right to our questions this evening. This first question we answered, or at least I answered on the last episode, but Colson wasn't with me. And I know that Aaron Groves, again, Mr. Groves is a history teacher at Cowan High School in Muncie, Indiana. He wanted to know what was the worst punishment you ever received from your parents as a kid. And I answered that, but Colson said he would like to answer that. And since I'm his parent, I kind of would like to hear the answer to that myself. So, Colson?
Getting my mouth washed out with soap.
And who did that?
Mom.
And describe that a little bit, what did she do?
I said a magic word that upset her, and I got a big lecture about it, and she says, "You're getting your mouth washed out with soap when we get home." And that's what happened.
So did she use a bar of soap, or did she put some
liquid soap
on a washcloth?
Yep.
And made you suck on the washcloth?
Yeah.
And how'd that taste?
Nasty.
Did you ever say that word again?
I sure hope not.
So you learned your lesson?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was more than once, though.
More than once that you said it, or more than once that it happened?
More than once that my mouth got washed out with soap.
Did you find that you had a preference to certain types of soap? Were there certain soaps that tasted better than
No,
others?
soap tastes nasty, period.
Yeah, yes it does. Okay, let's move on.
Be good, kids.
It was good to hear from some former students of mine when I was a middle school principal over in Arcanum, Ohio. Avery and Natalie Sampson. But had both of them as students, and now they're a young married couple, and they have been binge watching Ask the Tipples. So thank you guys. It's good to hear from you both. They had a couple questions. First, they want to know, what is your favorite quarantine activity?
Well, I've been helping Mom out at Clutter Monkeys the last couple of weeks since I haven't been working as much as normal.
And how's that going?
Pretty good.
You've kind of enjoyed interacting with the people that come in, and yeah. Still been doing a lot at school. Obviously, I talked about the Chromebook collections. Obviously, when I'm at home, and this kind of leads into the next question: have you taken up any new hobbies thanks to the quarantine? Obviously, filming episodes of Ask the Tipples. That's something we didn't do prior to the quarantine. Started doing a lot of puzzles. Your mom and I put together a lot of puzzles, and here's a guilty confession. We've found ourselves binge watching Northwood's Law.
It is a great show. I love it.
If you've never seen that show, you need to check it out on the Discovery Channel. There are other shows like it.
I think it's on the Animal Planet.
Oh, it is on the Animal Planet. That's right. There's a what's the other one called?
Northwood's Law.
There's one that's filmed in Seattle, in Washington area. There's one that's filmed in Texas.
Texas Law.
But the one we like is filmed in Maine and New Hampshire. And basically, it's kind of like, if you've ever seen the show Cops, but it's much better.
Exactly.
Because they follow conservation officers, and they may be in one episode dealing with a moose with brainworm, and then they might be chasing down some four-wheeler guys that are on private property, or they might be checking fishing license, or they might be there might be people
Drug bust.
hunting from the road or drug bust. There's just a lot of cool things on the show. So, yeah, that's a guilty pleasure. We sit around and we watch that show, but it's a good show. So while we're talking about, excuse me, the quarantine, Colson, some things have happened with your job during this time.
I've been working more hours than normal.
Colson works at Texas Roadhouse in Muncie, and he's been working a lot of hours. But not only that, they just opened their brand new building, right? Why don't you tell me a little bit about that? I haven't been in it yet.
It's really nice.
And it's larger than the old building?
Yes.
And for those of you who don't know Muncie, they had a nice Texas Roadhouse that's been there for a while.
I wouldn't... yeah, you're right. It's nice.
It was getting old. That's part of the reason why they built a new one. But it was really hard to get...
A lot of maintenance work.
Hard to get in and out of the parking lot because it was right on McGalliard. Also, their parking wasn't great. But they actually... There was an Aldi's right next door, and Aldi's built a new Aldi's, bigger and better Aldi's, in a lot behind it, and then Aldi's tore their building down, right? That bee's not going to get you. Don't worry about it. It's a carpenter bee. So when they tore down the Aldi's, you're good, bud. It's not going to get you. Then they built the new Texas Roadhouse right beside the old one, right? And then how long did it take them to tear down the old Texas Roadhouse?
Couple days.
Your mom said it came down in a day.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. And how long the time before they closed the old Texas Roadhouse and they opened the new one?
Couple of weeks.
I thought it was just overnight.
Yeah.
They just kind of moved in and you started working, right?
Yeah.
So, and why have you been working so many hours?
Because we don't have a lot of busters.
So you're kind of short busters.
Yeah, short-handed.
Also, you're short-handed. Also, it's a brand new building.
Right.
They just opened up. And people have been cooped up for so long, they can finally go back to eating in a restaurant. That carpenter bee's not bothering you, man. And if it does, it'll be cool. You'll be stung right here on Facebook.
That would probably not be good.
Our ratings would go up. Our likes would go up. People
What
would love
if I
it.
say something that might get me in trouble?
I guess you'd get your mouth washed out with soap again, huh?
I don't want that.
Okay. So, anyway, you've been working a lot of hours.
Yeah.
But it's good, right? You like that job?
Yes.
And you just got when you moved into the new building, a new uniform, right? New tag, and your uniform is embroidered, and it says 2002
Trainer.
Legendary trainer. Not just trainer.
Legendary
Trainer, which is really cool. And I like your new name tag too, because it's
Yeah.
not just a rectangle.
It looks like it's the state of Texas.
It's the state of Texas. It's pretty cool. So if you haven't been to the new Texas Roadhouse in Muncie, you need to check it out. And if you're there, and chances are you might see Colson, make sure you say hey. Say, hey, I've been watching your show. Can I have your autograph? Right? Can you stop working and sign autographs?
Not really.
Yeah. And hopefully one day you can shake hands again at least, right?
Yeah.
Now, you have to wear a mask, right?
Yes, we have to wear protective gear.
I don't know how long that's going to continue, but
probably till next year.
Yeah. So, all right, folks. Hey, here's the deal. We are on summer break now, and so the number of questions from students has dwindled. Some of you need to pick up the slack. We hope to continue this through the summer, at least through this pandemic season, but it's really hard to film episodes of any length if we don't have questions. So,
or if I'm at work.
Yeah, you've been at work a lot. That's why I had to film the last one by myself. So, send those questions in. Again, you can go right to the Ask the Tipples Facebook page, and you can message us there. You can certainly leave comments on episodes with questions. Those are probably the two best ways to do that. So, until next week, keep keeping on, hang loose.